Welcome everybody. So my name is Shone Nawaka. I am currently residing in Australia, in Manly, Sydney, Australia. I have two beautiful daughters, Jada and Ella. Jada is 17, Ella is 4.5. And it's a definite cliche, but yeah, she's definitely going on to 20 something. My wife is Georgie, and we've been married now we've been together now for 7 years. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And we've been married now for, let's get this right, 20, oh man, 5 years. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's around there anyway. Sorry, babe. Anyway, oh yeah, so yeah, been living here for a good part of 20 years, and it's been good. I left New Zealand in 2000. Yeah, came to Australia in 2000. So it's been a solid 20 years in Australia. Man, that's like practically half my life. This is Kaamaman. Kaamaman is what I hope. Well, my ambition for Kaamaman is that I can help other men and myself to become the better versions of themselves. I don't have all the answers. So how this came about, well, actually, Kaamaman has gone through a number of different metamorphoses. If you say, man, it was going to be a clothing label, it was going to be a shoe label, I just couldn't put a finger on what it exactly was going to be. And then in the last year or so, I started realizing that there's a lot of things that I needed answers to, both for my health, for understanding what can make me better as a person, as a husband, as a father, in all areas of the sense. So when I have said on some of my posts, maybe, I said, Kaamaman is trying to help people look after their health. And when I mean health, it's quite broad, and to me it is anyway. So health can mean, obviously the obvious ones are healthy bodies, healthy minds, spirits, but it can also, for me, mean healthy relationships, self-awareness, finance, all these things to me as a man matter, I've got these questions that I want to ask, and I want to ask of people who are experts in their fields. I hope to, and I hope to be able to put that somewhere and share it with other people. Doesn't have to be men, but I feel like as men, this is something that we should be pursuing in our lives, just to be better individuals. But that to me also means that there's a particular part of being a man that we shouldn't give up. I really like the saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. It kind of binds well with my heritage, and and my culture, just me as a person. Yeah, I like to fight, if you say, and I like to work at things that I really want to do, and I think that by being prepared and have access to all the answers, it makes it easier for someone like myself to become a better person. So Kaamaman is hopefully a platform where men, and I hope that I'm able to touch, as far back as being a teenager. I mean, the lessons that I'm learning now are so relevant to teenagers as well. Now I'm still learning things that probably should have learnt back then, but I'm learning them now. So I hope that I'm able to help men from teenagers to, well, it'll be amazing if there are people out there that are learning, at a really mature age, that they wouldn't have known before. So this is a long time in the making. Kaamaman. So Kaamaman is now a platform to help men become the better versions of themselves. So it's taken me a long time to get to just doing this video, even just this. And I hope that you'll all bear with me. But yeah, so I hope to meet with people who know what they're talking about and post it up somehow. I've got a podcast that I've started. I've got three interviews deep. I aim to share that at some stage. There was a plan to do video podcasting, but that fell over by the wayside when I started doing the video podcast. Long story short, my camera fell over and it was just a comedy of errors. So I plan to do that again, just because my good wife, said that it's better for me to do it via video. I think I've got a real rubbery face. I make all these strange faces. People can laugh at it. So yeah, I plan to do that. So it's just, I'm just taking these small steps, big steps, but small, to get this out there. So welcome. I feel like I need to explain what my intro is. So if I'm able to piece it together, I'm not very good at doing the video editing, but here goes. Hopefully I'll be able to piece that together. So my intro, so I'm from New Zealand. I identify as being New Zealand Māori. I'm a Māori. My culture is very dear to me, and so this intro is what is termed as a pepeha, or an introduction. And in that introduction, we give reference points, physical reference points, to where, and in my case, I introduced my mother and father's side of these reference points, and these reference points are mountains, rivers, our waka, canoe. I don't want to say canoe. When I say waka, it is a sea voyaging catamaran. When you say canoe, it kind of looks like, what Indians are paddling around and what, I don't know. It's not right. It's a waka. And that's the wakas that I refer to are on my father and mother's side, and they are an important part of the introduction of people in Māori culture because it references the migration of our people to Aotearoa, New Zealand. And so my wakas that my father and mother refer to are Horauta, Takitima and Tainui. But we go back into more into that later. Just talking about my parents and my children and my wife. That's typically a small introduction that we do in Māori, and it's important to me, and I feel like men out there, it's important to be culturally aware, just aware of how other people think and what makes them tick. And I think that if we understand what makes people tick better, then we can better understand and break down these barriers that sometimes are placed between, our neighbours, which is what we don't want. We don't want barriers in between our neighbours. So, so my pepeha, my introduction, hopefully I can piece it together. And it's me, Shone Ngāwaka from New Zealand. I'm a Māori. I have a beautiful family here in Sydney, Manly. Been here 20 years. My parents are Reiala Ngāwaka, who's from the Great Barrier. My mum, Winnie Pere Toro, she's from Muriwai in Gisborne. And I have two daughters, Jada and Ella, beautiful. And my beautiful wife, Georgie. That's me.